are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the number one, undisputed, top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the People Show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D Hall.
Your production.
Hello to everybody. Another Sunday. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing great. Yeah, another Sunday. We right back at you. Combat Sunday. That's what I call it. Combat Sundays. I know it's football. We ain't gonna be up here too long to hold you up. We got my man Clarence McCLAIN on No Duck Zone podcast. But before we begin to get into that, first of all, this is an online talk show that educate adult audiences. Parental advisory is advised. Some things may not be censored for children. Lives are not edited. So if you would, be careful. If you got any kids around, we may say a few bad words every now and then. So I hope you had a good weekend. Sunday, Combat Sunday and Football Sunday. So I know y'all got some teams here out there watching. I'm watching the Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Whenever the Panthers come on, I don't know if they play or not. I don't even know what time they play. I think they're out on the West Coast. I think they are anyway. But anyway, let's get ready. I got my man sitting in the background. Thank you, Brandon Laskley. I see you, brother. Thank you for coming on. Another guy, I got to bring him back on before the end of the year is out. He's all over the doggone place. I see him all the time on Instagram. Yeah, ring announcer, professional ring announcer. Y'all need to check him out, man. He's out. He's doing his thing. Everywhere I look around, he's all over everywhere. But anyway, let's get started. I got my man right here with us today. Let's bring him in, y'all. Hey, what's up, my man?
D, my brother, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, everything is good, man. Glad to have you on the show today, man. It's another Sunday, a Combat Sunday, and you have just arrived just in time to be a part of what we do right here for the next 30, possibly 35 minutes anyway. Good to see you, man. But before we get started, man, I want you to tell the people who you are and where you're from, brother.
I'm Clarence McClain. I'm from the Bronx, New York, and I am the owner of McClain's Promotion, No Duck Zone Podcast.
Wonderful thing there. Y'all hear that? So what we have today is two podcasters, but we're gonna be talking about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, and matter of fact, since you said you're podcasting, where do you be at? You be on quite a bit on Instagram a little bit. Is that
Instagram? I have my McClain's Promotion. You can find that on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. No Duck Zone Podcast is actually on YouTube. I don't do any live videos. I basically record and throw videos on there. So if you're curious to know what No Duck Zone's about, you can find it on YouTube. Just type in No Duck Zone Podcast and it'll come up.
Okay, there y'all have it. Y'all, if y'all want to check him out, y'all should, because he got a lot. I catch him always on Instagram because I'm over there and back between Facebook. But I want to say hello to a couple of people that's coming in right now. As I said, Brandon Laskley, my man, ring announcer, professional ring announcer, been on my program before. He's always popping in. Hello to you, T-Bone. Tyrone Dickerson out of Fairfield, North Carolina. The guy that makes all the doggone, matter of fact, one of those right there, custom made stuff. Y'all check him out, man. Tyrone Dickerson, great guy. Let's get started, man. Podcasting, man. How in the hell are you getting into that?
About 3 years ago, during the COVID, of course, a lot of us didn't have nothing to do, right. And so I started joining a lot of boxing groups, and there was a lot of stuff in these groups I didn't like to see.
Mm-hmm.
As far as comments, racist comments, a lot of people didn't know what they were talking about. So I said to myself, you know what? You should try to go start your own group.
Right.
And when in the process of starting your own group, where it's not so biased and everybody's free to speak their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I'm just sitting around and I didn't really know that you can make groups on Facebook. I'm not thinking, this is just me. I'm not thinking. So when I finally got deep into it and I decided to go through with making my group, I said, okay, now you got to come up with a name. And it has to be a name that don't belong to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay, if you are a promoter, what would be the name of your promotion? And I'm like, well, your last name is McClain. Well, we're gonna go with McClain's promotion, and we went with it, and I've been running with it ever since, and it's been going well for me.
Great. Well, that's good. And I mean, it has been going well because I see you every day doing your thing. Or because, like I said, I go on IG and I see you quite a bit, and you truly you're growing. You're growing, and you're steady moving and progressing, and you always want to get bigger and better. My daddy always told me. He said either you're gonna stay small or you're gonna get bigger. So that's how it goes, man. And I understand exactly what you're doing. Um, are you mainly boxing, or is it just boxing?
No. And this is what I have to bring to people because people get it, twisted. I'm not the guy that box. I've never had an amateur fight or none of that. I'll go around in the gym once in a while. You'll see videos of me moving around, doing a little something, just something to stay active. My thing is this, because I got so deep into boxing and I started talking with amateurs, I said, well, you have to be in the gym to know what's going on with these fighters versus you just being a guy that's at home talking about it. So, and boxing's always been something a part of my life. I never wanted to grow up to do it, but I grew up watching it. My father introduced me to it. The first fight I ever went to was Riddick Bowe and Andrew Galata. If everybody knows how that fight went.
Oh, yeah.
So, so out of all fights, so out of all fights, that's the first fight that I ever been to. But that's how I pretty much got into it. But no, as far as me competing, nah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm just the guy who I just cover boxing. That's it.
That's it. You like me. You like to cover boxing. You like to be a part of it and all that good stuff. Before we go into further, I want to say hello to my man B. Lee out of West Virginia, promoter. Wow, can't wait to get. He's got a couple of guys that's coming on next Sunday right here on this program. It's going to be a big show next Sunday, so y'all make sure y'all come back 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But meanwhile, we got my man Clarence McClain of No Duck Zone podcast doing his thing right here live on the D Hall People Show. Hey man, I'm glad to have another podcaster on here. Shit. Jackie Bowers, what's happening? Out of New Jersey. New Jersey representing. What's up with you? I see you. Jackie Bowers in the house. Like I say, you're on IG. Are you planning to be on YouTube and all that too?
Well, with No Duck Zone being that it's already on YouTube, but the only reason why I'm not doing no live videos, because like I told people, I'm still building. I'm still building the channel. A lot of people just like to jump out there and just go live. I'm still building, but I am going to do that. By next year, I'm planning on having McClain's promotion on YouTube too. But I'm moving slow with McClain's promotion. There's other plans I got for it. That's the reason why people don't see it out there, but it's out there like that if you're paying attention to it. So yeah, YouTube is definitely the next step.
Great. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Because we want to grow. And that's what we're trying to do here at the D Hall People Show with Jay and my man Jay York. Jay York Productions, my guy. But look, let me ask you this. If you're coming up in podcasts, what would you tell somebody right now from what you experience right now? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Number one is ask yourself, is this what you really want to do?
Right.
2, what type of topics are you going to bring to people? You understand? 3, nothing comes easy with it. You know what I mean? You got to deal with the good, the bad, the ugly. And if you're doing it just to get your 15 minutes of fame, then I suggest you go find something else to do. But yeah, go find something else to do because this is not reality TV show. It's not none of this. You know what I'm saying? This is real. So if this is something that you want to do, make sure that you want to do it and make sure the topics make sense. Create a lane or a platform where people could come to express themselves because even though it's your show, you still have to hear the people out. It's not just all about you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're exactly right with that because it's about the people. You're just a
Yeah.
tool. That's
Yeah.
what you are. Any podcaster is a tool.
Yeah.
But you're a good tool because people want to. And I know this from experience, and I'm gonna say this: people want to express themselves and help themselves. So you're the tool to help them, and that's just what we are. We're tools. I mean, that's the bottom line. And that's the way it goes. Um,
Yeah.
Throughout your podcasting, I mean, I'm just wondering because I don't know, but throughout your podcasting, have you really had somebody that was just a damn asshole?
All the time. All the time. All the time. I've blocked so many people. I probably got more blocks than Matumbo and Patrick Ewing on social media than anybody. I've blocked so many people because I noticed the deeper you get into it,
Yeah,
you're going to deal with that. You're going to deal with people, and sometimes people do things on purpose. They're gonna ruffle you, and this is what I'm telling anybody who want to start this. If you don't have no patience to deal with certain things,
yeah.
or you just think that everything is going to be good,
Hmm.
then podcast is not for you.
Yep.
It's not because people are going to come and try to disturb. They're going to try to distract everything that you. They're going to try everything in their power to run you out of there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It's a lot that come. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that come with it. But if you're strong, you know what to do. It'll work out
That's
for you.
right. That's right, and that's true because, and then I'm gonna read some of the comments here, but that is exactly true because I'm gonna tell you something. If you got to block out a lot of stuff on podcasting, people don't know that you got to block out a lot of things that you see and a lot of things that people may say. You cannot let that distract you because if you do, you might as well just hang it up, brother. You can't be on. You
Yeah.
cannot be in front of the camera and do a podcast. That's bottom line. Uh, T-Bone Tyrone Dickerson says, two guys that do podcasting on the same show now. Who does that? It's awesome. It's only one podcast that would ever come close to doing this. It has to be the D Hall People Show.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's my man. Hey, I'm bringing them all in. Hey, you want to come on? We got you. Let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about boxing, man. We're gonna get into it. That's what we're here for. You into it? I'm into it. So that's what we're gonna talk. Let's talk about it a little bit. What's your thoughts on this year so far in boxing? What's your thoughts on it?
This year has been the most beautifulest year I've probably ever seen in boxing. When the year first started out, I wasn't too sure because I'm like, okay, here we go, another one of them dry years. Everybody's going to be avoiding everybody. Everybody's going to be taking layoffs and all that. But it turned out to be better than what I thought. We all got the Crawford and Spence fight we wanted. We got to see Ryan Garcia and Tank. We got to see Caleb playing and David Benavidez. You know what I mean? Here it is this week. We got Charlo and Canelo. I mean, this year has been a beautiful year in boxing, and honestly, no complaints. Maybe because of the scorecards, that'll probably be the only thing I complain about in boxing this year. Because the scorecards have been horrible, and some of the refereeing has been horrible. But besides that, boxing it's been a beautiful year. I can't complain.
Yes, it really has. And look, I've seen you at the gyms. I've seen you at a gym here and there, and I've mostly seen you at the Gleason's gym. But what I want to know is while you've been at the Gleason gym, is that America's? How should I put it? The oldest gym? Is that America's oldest
Yes,
gym?
it is. I can't give you a number on it, but it is.
Right.
It is. It's not just the most famous gym in New York. It's the most oldest and famous gym in the
Right.
world. And there's not one fighter, whoever fights, that never comes to that gym. That's probably the number one gym in New York that every fighter comes to. If you ever look at some of the fights in Showtime, from Wilder to Danny Garcia to Gary Russell, whenever they training and they're preparing for a fight, or if it's media workout, you'll see him in Gleason. So yeah,
Gleason.
Gleason is the number one gym. Yeah, yes it
Wow.
is.
Yeah, I've kind of figured that it was.
Yeah.
T-Bone Tyrone Dickerson says, "Who is your favorite boxer of all time?" Of all time.
Jesus. Favorite fighter. 'Cause I like all fighters, but the typical answer would be Muhammad Ali, but everybody goes for Ali. But I'm not gonna lie, this one guy I was always crazy about. I would have to go with Roy Jones Jr.
Okay. Okay, Roy. Yeah, Roy doing his thing now. He's
Yeah,
training and he's doing a lot of
yeah,
different things. Yeah. Okay. Okay,
yeah.
Roy. Okay,
It was
gotcha.
just something about Roy. It was Roy's just him being flashy, and it was just him always dancing. He was, to me, in my opinion, Roy was a great entertainer.
Right.
He was a
Yeah.
great entertainer.
Entertainer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Entertainer. That's what he was. Just like
yeah.
Hector Camacho, entertainer. Nassim
Oh,
Hamed, entertainer. Yeah, those guys was entertainers. Look, we got let's run down these fights. We got some fights I want to get your opinion on these fights. It's coming up. Maybe one or two maybe in the past, but we're talking about the one that's coming up next weekend. Charlo and Canelo. What's your thoughts up? He's moving up 2 weights. What's your thoughts on that?
Usually fights like this don't sit well with me when I see a guy come from a smaller weight class and go 2 weight classes up. I get kind of nervous about it because I go, okay, this can go left. We've seen so many fighters for years move up a weight class or two. We see Amir Khan do it with Canelo,
Yeah,
and we see how that turned out for him. We see Mikey Garcia do it with Earl Spence. You know what I mean? It can go bad, but in this case, I have a good feeling about it because Charlo is not no small guy.
yeah,
I got to
yeah.
see him up close in
Right.
person when they did the
Personally.
press tour. I got to see him, and I looked at him and I looked at Canelo, and I said, "Jesus Christ," you know what I mean? But, yeah, I said I looked at. I mean, Charlo looked like he was about 170, maybe. You know what I mean? But it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great fight. I can't take anything away from Canelo, but this could be a retirement party for him. Who knows?
Yeah.
Even though they say it's a rematch, sometimes you have to recover from the first ass whipping before we could talk about a rematch. But it's gonna be good though. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it is too. I like your your analysis of it. I think that was really well put. What you just said. I like it. I like Charlo. I like what he brings to the table. I like his energy. I think he is one of the most. I think he's underrated in a lot of ways, and so that's my opinion. But I think I'm gonna go with Charlo since I said all
You,
that.
you know what? First thing people will say is you're gonna go with Charlo because Charlo is black. Now I have no problem with going with fighters who look like me because we need to hold each other down. But I'm the type I'll go for any fighter. I don't care what his background is. What
Yep.
I'm not a fan of is guys who pick who they want to fight. I'm not a fan of drug cheats. I'm just not a big fan of it. You know what I mean? So I don't care what your nationality is.
Right.
Once that starts happening, it's not much of me to be a fan of. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're picking who you want to fight, and people go, well, they should be able. They have the right to pick. Well, you couldn't tell Roy Jones or Muhammad Ali and all them guys back then. They had to fight everybody,
Yep.
everybody.
Yep. I had to fight everybody.
So,
That's right. That's
so
right.
stuff like that don't sit well with me. So I don't have nothing against Canelo. I respect most of the stuff he's done in the game,
Sure.
but at some point, it's time for him to sit down.
Sit down. Exactly. That's 100 on that. T-Bone says, if you could change anything in boxing, what would it be?
Oh, that's easy. The judging.
Yeah, judging.
I would change the judging, and I would not give these guys opportunities to keep coming back to fight when they are failing PED tests. They're failing all these steroids, whatever it is. You can go out there and kill a man. One
Hmm.
punch can kill a man.
Yep.
Nobody sees anything wrong with that. So what we say is, well, I don't want to see a man not fight anymore because then you're taking food out of his mouth. He's taking food out of his own mouth. When you decide to pump your body with drugs to win a fight, that says a lot about you. So
Yep.
I don't think suspensions are good enough. I don't think being stripped for titles are good enough. I think your ass needs to be out of here. Go look for a regular 9 to 5 job because you did it to yourself and nobody did it to you. That
Yep.
man dies, you're going home to your family, and that man is gone. And it,
Yep.
it don't sit right with me. So if I had to change something, those are the two main things right there I would change.
There's your answer there, Tyrone. Mr. Dickerson. There's your answer there. Another fight is coming up pretty soon here in November. Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin Della Sosa. The Della Sosa. I can't get it out, but you know who I'm talking about for the WBC
Yeah,
title, vacant title there. So, what's your thoughts on that?
tough fight. Nothing. It's not going to be a walk in the park. I'm familiar with both, but I got to keep it 1,000. I'm Team Core.
Yeah, yeah,
Team Core. You
there
know what I'm
you go.
saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I've been around them. I've been around the people, and that's not the only reason why I'm picking them. It's just that Shakur is just something different.
yeah,
He's different. He's special. I mean, people or judge him about some of the things he say and he do, but everybody's not going to be perfect in this game. You know what I mean? That you can't really judge somebody on what they say and what they do. You can't compare that to what goes on in the ring. You can't take away from how talented and how
inside
gifted
the
he
ring.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
inside the ring. Yeah,
you can't do it. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not the first fighter that goes around and says crazy things. So at the end of the
yeah,
day, we're not going to act like they just started. But it's going to be great November 16th. And hey, man, I can't wait. I'm definitely going to tune in for that.
yeah. Here we go. Another great one coming up. Regis Prograis and Devin Haney for the WBC Junior Welterweight
Oh,
Championship. Your thoughts on that?
I like that one. I like that one. I've been waiting for that one. I just said last night I would like to see Richard Hitchison. He won his fight, and I said I
Yeah,
want to see him against either one of them. And somebody was like, it might not be that time yet for the young lad. Give him a little time. I said, okay, well maybe we'll see Tio and one of them in there. But that one right there is great. Devin's a hell of a fighter. Not too many people wanted to give him credit in the Lomo
yeah,
fight. They
yeah.
hate the kid so much. They just want to say he lost. He lost. What fight was the judges watching? I'm like, no, he didn't lose. I don't care
No,
how
no.
the fight looked. You know,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we think or what we say.
yeah.
Whoever the judges thought won,
That's
that's
who
who
won.
they. We can argue it all we want, but he clearly won, and now it's on to the next. I think with him and Regis is going to be great. It's hard for me to pick one in that.
Yeah.
Because I like Devin too, but I also like Regis in that. I
Regis
don't know, man. We just have to, I guess,
toss
wait
up.
and see.
Yeah, wait and
Yeah,
see.
it's toss up to me.
And most of going back, and we're going to move further, but going back to the, if you're the champion, you got to go in there and you got to beat the champion. You know, you can't, you got to beat him if you want to. And what I'm saying with with Devin Haney when he fought my man Lomachenko.
Lomachenko.
Yeah, if Lomachenko, to me, you got to go in there and I mean you really got to knock the champion out. That's how I look at it. That's my personal opinion. I think because you go into a decision, you just up. It's just a toss up, man. You go into a decision with it 12 rounds. I think you need to go in there. You need to beat the champion if you want to win to take the belt. Yeah, Devin Haney to me won the fight, but I'm saying if Lomo would have did what he's supposed to, he could have won it. You got to knock. You got to do something magnificent. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
Yeah.
I never cared too much about Loma, especially after the Teofimo fight when he made the excuses of, I had surgery on my shoulder. I said, here we go. Here
Oh
we
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Here. Why do you fighters feel like it's okay? You never announced nothing about your injuries before fights.
Yeah.
But as soon as you lose, here come I
Yeah.
broke my big toe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had surgery in my eye. Nobody knew,
Yeah.
and that played a role in my vision. Man, I don't
Yeah.
want to hear all that, bro. If you
Yeah.
don't mention it before the fight, don't mention it after the fight.
After the fight. That's right. That's right. I agree with that. Next up on that same card that night of the was it at the Canelo of the same card on the Canelo and Charlo fight, we have Ugas versus Mario Barrios. Wow, great
Yeah.
fight. That could be a fight liner, headliner anywhere. Who you got now?
I was actually going live tomorrow morning. That's one of my subjects tomorrow morning at 8 p.m. 8 a.m. I mean,
Right.
that's going to be both coming from a long layoff. I believe the last time Barrios fought was February 5th of last year against Keith Thurman, and Ugas fought April 16th against Earl. But Ugas took a bad beating against Earl.
He sure did.
Bad.
Well, yeah,
Now, Ugas, I mean, not Ugas. Barrios got swolled up a little bit in there against Keith, but Ugas really took
yeah,
a
he took
bad
a
beating.
beating. Yeah, he took a beating. Yeah,
Yeah,
took a beating. Yeah,
you know, they both been out a year and a couple of months. Um, they both got something to prove, but I think Ugas got just a little more.
hmm
You know what I
yeah,
mean? To show that that fight that he had wasn't a fluke. And
right.
I'm sure Barrios wants to do the same thing because you're only gonna, and I mentioned this today on my live, you're only gonna have so many opportunities and chances to get back in that number one spot.
Yep.
You only get so many chances to do it. You know, some fighters they have that favoritism where they can lose 5, 6 times in a row, and then you look at the ratings, they're number three, and you're like, well, how the hell are you number three and you lost 6 times?
Right. Exactly.
With these
Exactly.
with these two, this could put them back where they need to, where they need to be.
B to B.
Now,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as where they need to be, they're not going to see a Crawford or Spence. That's over. So that won't put them in that position, but it will get them somewhere. Who knows? They can fight Ugas standing on this. We don't know. We'll see. But that's actually one of my favorite ones. That's actually one of my favorite ones I want to see. Besides the main event, that's the main reason why I'm watching that fight is Ugas and Barrios. It's going to be a good one Saturday night.
Exactly. Another question for you. T-Bone says, what inspired your logo? What inspired your logo? He said he liked your logo. What inspired that?
The duck. Okay, so I have to get to the duck story if you don't mind, D Hall. If we got time, I want to explain how all this came about real quick. So how that came about was just me getting tired of what was going on in boxing, and I said I'm just tired of guys out here ducking each other. I was sitting around watching the fight, and when I said that, it didn't hit me until the next day. I woke up and I told my wife, I said, I got it. And she goes, what? I said, I'm going to come up with another podcast, and I'm going to call it the No Duck Zone podcast.
Right.
And it came just that quick. And I ran with it, so I started putting it together. So when I needed a logo, I said, I don't want to just go live and call it the No Duck Zone. I can't get no punk duck. I have to get a duck that looks hella mean. So, we started searching for ducks, and a friend of mine at the time, I picked a duck for him. I gave him that duck. It was no color to it. It was all white. I sent him the duck. I said, look, man, I need you to take this duck and add some color to him. Make him look real mean. I mean, you put some real, colors into it. And when he did it, he sent it back to me. And the first one he sent back, I was like, hell no. The second one was this one. Yeah. And I said, that's it. I said, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And that's exactly how he said to me. Yeah. That's how it all came about.
Yeah, that's nice right there. I like that. That was a tremendous story, but I really like that. I want to say hello to everybody that is joining us right now. I'm with my man Clarence McClain of No Duck Zone, podcaster, great guy. He's always on IG, and he's growing. He's getting better with his conversations and all that. And y'all support. Y'all share the video. Yeah, that's another thing. I want to say that before we go any further. Y'all share the video if you would, please. I thank you. He does. He thanks you also. Go follow my man Jay York. Jay York Productions, wherever he may be. I don't think he's on right now, but my guy, my man, put this whole thing together. The promo for him, and it got us always looking sharp. Thank him so much. Here we go. We're moving on. Crawford and Spence, the rematch. Do you think there should be a rematch? And what's your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it really matters what any of us think. Spence feels like he's entitled to it, and I don't see what's wrong with that. There's been a lot of fighters who have took bad beatings that we might have felt like they shouldn't have been in rematches, but they are entitled to it. Of course, nobody expected, at least I didn't expect to see what I saw in the first fight. I didn't expect to see him get knocked down 3 times. I didn't expect the fight to get stopped in the 9th round. I didn't see that. I thought it would have been more competitive. And, whatever happened. The better man won that night. Well, now what I do think is, in my opinion, if he goes in there and he loses to Crawford worse than what he did the first one, then respectfully, after that, there shouldn't be another fight. It shouldn't be nothing. Shouldn't be no trilogy or nothing.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, it's a good clean cut opinion, and I think that's worthy of what you just said. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Uh, who's the best heavyweight in the world right now? Who do you think is the best heavyweight in the world?
Oh Lord, Jesus. Yeah, the heavyweights it's kind of suspect with the heavyweights right now because everybody will tell you that Tyson Fury is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but here it is, he's getting ready to fight a UFC fighter.
Yeah, I know,
I don't
right?
know. You got Jared Anderson, who's great. He's young. He's still up and coming.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the
Andy.
future, he'll be on that. He'll be on that list.
Yeah.
Um,
You still got
you know,
Wilder there.
yeah. My
Yeah.
opinion, Wilder. Somebody will say, "Why Wilder?" Well, why not Wilder? I mean, you got Tyson Fury, who comes out his mouth and says, "Hey, I'm the only person that can beat Wilder, and I can't see nobody else beating him." That's a big statement.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
statement. And then
Yeah.
look at it. Wilder's trying to get all the fights with Andy Luis, Usyk, all these guys who saying they want the smoke, they want the big paydays, and then all of a sudden they're not coming outside to play. So in my opinion, he's not only the best right now, he's the most voided because you hear people say his name, but they're not coming outside to fight.
Fight. Yeah. Yep. I agree. I got to agree with that. I have to
Yeah.
agree with that. They say the name, but they're not seeing him in the ring, and so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Look, let's touch a little bit on the. I know you've been around a lot of the amateur kids and all that. What's your best advice for amateur? Because you be around those young kids a lot, and I see you all the time. And what's your advice to them when you see them? What do you tell them?
I have all types of conversations with amateurs, basically how you doing in school, how's life, how's this and that. I've talked to a lot of fighters who, it's funny because everybody thinks they're amateurs, they got it easy. You'd be amazed what some of these fighters go through. A lot of them are discouraged. A lot of them are ready to give up on boxing. I always tell them that you guys are the reason why I do what I do. So you can't walk away. You can't give up because then you're going to make my job very difficult because I do this for you guys. Like you might hear me talk a lot of professional boxing on my platform. That's cool, but No Doug Zone belongs to you guys, and No Doug Zone wouldn't be where it's at if it wasn't for you guys. So I need you guys, not to say I just need you around because of the boxing, but we need you around, period. You guys are the future. Rather if you are turning pro or not, you are the future. So, I always try to stay positive with them. I always try to call guys offline and hey, just to call them up and say, how you doing? How you feeling? How's moms? How's pops? How's school? Some of them are older, some got kids. How's your daughter? How's your son? So whether if they 14 or if they 25, I always try to keep it positive as much as I can for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's basically what I do.
Because a lot of times that phone call, it's a good feeling for them because they know somebody is thinking about them. Somebody is got them on their mind, and that's a good feeling to say, hey, No Doug Zone just called me. Man, that was great. I like that. I mean, it made me feel good. Yeah, I got what you're saying on that. And we need to, being a part of the young generation, these guys coming up in boxing, and not only just in boxing, but period. And, just speaking to them in a nice way and say, hope you have a good day and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's great. I want to say hello to Max Bassinet. I think Max is over in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming over and stopping by. We're winding this thing down. Give me your top three. And I'm saying the top three. Some people say top five, but sometimes we can't go that far. But give me your top three pound for pound fighters right now.
Oh gosh. Oh man. I usually don't do pound for pound because it'd be, oh Lord Jesus Christ. Pound for
You only got
pound.
three.
Yeah, it's Jesus Christ. I have to say I gotta put Wilder up there.
Okay. That's one.
I gotta definitely put Devin Haney up there. I got it.
Okay.
I have to put him.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. You got one more.
Oh Jesus Christ. Who else did I put? This is third one. I'll go with Javante Tank Davis.
Okay, that's good. Good. That's cool. That's
I'll
cool. I
give it
just want to get. That's fine. That's no big deal. That's great. Great picks though. You got some top picks. Mine would be. I'm gonna go with Crawford. Um, I'll take Devin Haney. And I'll take. Oh wow. Ooh. Um. You know what? For the big guy. For the big guy, I'm gonna go with how I have to go with Wilder for the big guys. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I gotta go
Yeah.
Wilder.
Even though they try, what kills me is they'll try to say that heavyweights you can't put them on the pound for pound list. I'm like, but they're fighters. I don't care if you can't put them on the list. And I go, you're crazy. I can do whatever I want. That's why I said I don't really do pound for pound lists because people act like your list has to look like their
Their
list.
list.
That's not
Right.
how it works.
Here we go. We got a question. Does see he T-Bone said, does he do anything with the young people on gun violence? And if so, what is it? Gun violence.
Um, gun violence. I probably spoke about that. I don't. When I'm on my lives, when I'm on No Duck Zone, I speak about a little bit of everything. This is why y'all have to come over there and join me. I speak about everything. I don't think I ever got into gun violence, but I've got into kids being bullied in school
Bully in school. Yeah, that's
and
a big
try
one.
not
Yeah.
to lead the gun because being bullied in school can lead to gun violence. Because
Yeah.
there's only so many times you're gonna keep letting the bully take your lunch, push you around before it's that one day you bring that gun to school and you take it out on everybody. So I
Right.
do a lot of lives on that where I try to tell kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't allow yourself to be bullied. And for the ones that's all being the bullies, don't do it.
Right.
What are you getting at by bullying somebody? So, I speak about that. I speak about that a lot. I'm big on that, because I was bullied.
Right.
So I know how that feels. But thank
Right.
God I'm
Right.
still able to tell my story and I didn't take it out on anybody. But yeah, as far as gun violence and all, I'm gonna get into more with that. I'm gonna get some people to back me up on it. We're gonna get ready to do some things as the new year approach.
Yeah. 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 Um, how can the people? I think you said it earlier, in we as we when we first started the podcast. How can the people find you on IG, on Facebook, and
Oh,
uh,
okay. So on Facebook, Clarence McClain, the same name. On Instagram, McClain Clarence. And the YouTube No Duck Zone podcast. So once you type that up on YouTube, it'll come up.
it'll come up? Yeah. Okay. Great. Great, man. This has been tremendous here today for the conversation that we had. It's been awesome. Thank y'all. I thank y'all for watching and being a part of what me and him do. He's a podcast. I'm a podcast. It's great. I love when I have other podcasters on because I love to see their insight versus what I'm doing, and it helps me, and I hope it helps you also. You got any questions that you want to ask me or?
Oh, you know what, D? Yeah, because I know when I first met you, I said, yo, this is a smooth brother, man. It was something about. OG got the beard. He a smooth dude, man. I gotta talk to this dude. So how long you been doing what you? How long you been podcasting?
I've been podcasting for now soon be 4 years. I've been podcasting. I started with nothing, and I built it up to be where it is now, along with my guy, Jay York Productions, because he is the other half of what I do. We work as a team, and we put stuff together to make it work and bring the best to this platform, and bring the top people on, also such as yourself. So I've been doing it almost 4 years with me and him, me and Jay, pretty much. Yeah. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, it's 'cause, the crazy thing is too. Another thing I want to tell people is that there's going to be times too if you're just coming in and you want a podcast. There's going to be times where people are going to say and do things to you where you're going to walk away and quit. Don't do it because that shows signs of weakness. Because if
Yeah.
anybody can say something to you that simple that makes you say, you know
Mhm.
what, I quit YouTube. I'm not going live anymore. Because once they work on you and they see they're successful at that, it's on to the next person. So this job is not easy. Nothing comes easy. You're gonna have
That's right.
people are gonna DM you talking crazy to you. People are gonna threaten you. People are gonna tell you what they're gonna do to you when they see you in person. When you don't have nothing to worry about because they don't live in the same state as you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have
True.
nothing to
So
worry
true.
about. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
4 years. That's crazy though. But
Yeah.
let me. So when you started though, was there any time you said, okay, what are we doing here, or you just knew off the rip what it is that you wanted to do?
I knew what it was, or what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Okay.
I was had a tunnel vision, and I knew that we and Jay was going. We was gonna go forward with it. You know what I'm saying? That's when you got it's just straight tunnel vision. I knew exactly what I was trying to do. All right, look, we're gonna get out of here. Before we go, and I thank you so much for coming on, my man Clarence McClain of No Duck Zone Podcast. What does the D Hall People Show and the J York Productions mean to you, brother?
Voice of the people, man. This is the platform, and this is the voice for the people, where people can come up and they can tell their stories. Kind of reminds me of what I do. People can express themselves. People can talk about, where they come from and how they started this and that and where they're going. It's just beautiful, man. That's what it means to me, man. And this is honestly, this is an honor. This is a pleasure. This is super dope. And I'm hoping 2, 5, 10, 20 years from now, this is still going on, man. This is just super dope, man. And this is an honor and a pleasure. And just thank you for having me up here. And I definitely have to come through here again.
Oh, most definitely, man. This is, I want to say hello. There's my guy right there, Michael Williams Sr. is in the house.
We did 300 just step in the building?
He just stepped in the building, man. My man, good to see you, brother.
That's my brother. I love him.
Y'all get ready. He's got a fight. What is it? September? Was it Mike? Is it September the 26th in Fayetteville, North Carolina? Junior gonna be fighting. That's my boys and my guys right there, rocking and shocking right here, man. Good to see you, Mike. Always, man. You know how we do. Mike gets up here. He tell me, he said, "Now, do you know we got to? You can't be cutting the podcast short now." You know how we do that. You gotta let me talk.
Mike, on the low though, Mike a wild boy, man. He wild. He wild. Wow, man.
October the 21st, Mike says. October 21st, Junior will be fighting. October 21st, and hopefully we should be there. Me and J York Productions, no doubt, man. Mike is a good dude, man. I love that brother, man.
Yeah. I gotta call him. I ain't talked to him in a minute, but I gotta call him, man. But he is definitely a good dude. He's good.
All right. Yeah, he said, "Shout out to you, man." He said, "Shout out to you, Clarence." No doubt, man. All right, man. Good to see. Look, let me let you go, man. I gotta go watch me some football, man. Thank you for coming on so much, man. Look, y'all get ready.
Thank you.
I'll be back next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. B. Lee Management out of West Virginia. Man, it's gonna be a stacked house. We got a whole crew. It's gonna be 4 of us on, 2 fighters, the manager, and D Hall. We're gonna be rocking and shocking. B. Lee Management next Sunday. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. All right, we'll see you, Clarence. Thanks so much, man.
Appreciate you, D. Thank you so much.
All right, man. See ya.
Peace out.
Hey, man, great show there, man. Really a great show. Thank you, Michael Williams, Sr., for coming in. Y'all go check my man out, Junior. October the 21st, man, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Whew, boy, I tell you, that boy's ready. He's ready. He's ready to go. See y'all. Yeah, we're going to see y'all next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. I got my man, B. Lee, coming on with 2 of his fighters out of West Virginia. Man, we're going to be talking. We're going to have a long show. We'll see y'all next Sunday, man. Thank y'all for joining us. I'll see you. Shout out to my man, Jay York. He wasn't up here on the ways at, but we'll see him next Sunday. Thank y'all so much, man.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay York. He is the #1 undisputed top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the people show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D Hall.
J York Production.